Greetings, I'm Eddie G, DM Fumble, and this is Fumbling Around. Today we're going to look at my top 5 gets from GenCon 2023. GenCon is the largest gaming convention in North America. There's one in Europe that's larger, but they don't have the multi-day slate of events that GenCon has. For 4 days in early August, gamers from all over the world converge on Indianapolis, and GenCon caters to almost everything you can imagine, from RPGs to miniatures to card games. They also feature a full schedule of cosplay, workshops, and seminars. About the only thing they don't cover extensively is video games, and those guys have their own conventions. One of the highlights of the convention is the extensive dealer's room. You can easily spend hours, if not days, walking the aisles and buying the latest this or that. In that spirit, I want to go over the top 5 things I picked up at GenCon in 2023. Point of order, none of these items were hard to get or super expensive or even convention exclusives. Of course, I picked up more than just these items. It's easy to lose yourself in the massive dealer's room and overspend. But these are the ones that stand out the most. I'll put links to all the products I reference in the show notes below. Number 5, the free GenCon promo D6 from Crystal Cast. This is something I look forward to every year, and I now have an unbroken string of about 15 years worth of these dice. While this is a promo item, the company, Crystal Cast, has thousands of these dice available and almost never seems to run out, even on Sundays. I say almost because the one time they did run out and I wasn't able to get a die was back in 2017. That was the 50th anniversary of GenCon. I later picked one up online to complete my collection. If you attend the Origins Game Fair, they also do a promo die for that convention as well. Number 4, the Calendar of Many Adventures 2024 by Loke Battle Maps. Retail price approximately $16. I saw this item a few weeks ago on my Facebook feed and was getting ready to pre-order when I decided to wait and check the Loke booth at GenCon. I was happily rewarded for my patience and able to pick this item up early. I'm a battle map junkie in general. I also picked up the Cities and Towns map from Cobalt Press at the convention. And I'm also a big fan of Loke maps in particular. I have several books from them, including the Dungeon and the Towns and Taverns collections. All their maps are wet and dry marker erasable. Each month of the calendar will include a 12 by 12 map, along with a QR code for a free adventure corresponding to that month's map. I can't wait for 2024 to get here. Number 3, Encounter Cards by Beetle and Grimm's, $30 per pack, $60 for the full set. One of the great features of any Beetle and Grimm's premier box is that they create battle cards for each of the monsters in the adventure or book. Here they've done the same, but better. Spread over 2 packs, they have encounter cards for every monster from challenge rating 0 to 6. Like the cards in their boxes, each card features a full-size image on the front and the creature stats on the back for the GM use. New to this pack is all original art for each creature, typically jumping off the page ready to attack your players. On the back, along with the creature stats, is a sidebar featuring tactical tips written by Keith Amon, author of the highly recommendable book series, The Monsters Know What They're Doing. When I was talking with one of the Beetle and Grimm's folks, they mentioned how much more difficult their home game combats have gotten now that their DM has access to these tactical tips. While they only cover monsters levels 0 to 6, I was told that in the upcoming months, they'll be releasing 2 more battle packs to cover all the other creatures from 7 and beyond. I look forward to getting those as well. Number 2, Monster Scenery, Rivers and Roads by Monster Fight Club. GenCon special for about $15. I got 2 packs for $15, but I think that may have been a pricing typo. I've been interested in these for a while, after seeing them on Todd Putnam's Adventure Ideas YouTube channel. If you haven't checked that out, it's definitely worth a look. This is the summer version of these roads and rivers. They've recently released a winter version. It's the same design, but different prints that obviously match more of a cold winter theme. Each pack includes several items. End cap item here, road on one side, and we have river on the other. 2 long road, kind of straightish types here, and again, river on the back. And lastly, we get 2 kind of slightly curved roads. You put them together, you get kind of a 90-degree turn. The material here feels like a soft neoprene, the same you would see on a card gaming mat or a mouse pad. They don't have a grid on it, nor should it. since you should be able to lay these anywhere on your table. If your table has a grid on it, you can easily estimate what the grid for these particular roads or rivers would be. Or you can use an acrylic overlay with a grid on top of it. In fact, I saw something just like that at GenCon. I didn't pick it up. It was a rare moment of restraint on my part, and they were provided by Gaming Paper. I don't see it on their website currently, but they were selling pretty well at the convention, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it in the coming months. Honorable mention, Big D presents Glory of the Giants, retail price about $60. This book was available for sale at the Boldman Games booth. I, however, got my book a different way. For the last few years, I've been going to GenCon, and for part of my time, running D&D sessions for Boldman Games. As a thank you, the DMs get various swag, including free hardbacks, sometimes even a week or more before the actual release. Other times alternate book covers or even other items. This year, Big B's was part of my GM swag. If you're interested in DMing for one or more of the many conventions they're at, check out the link below in the show notes. I think the next one they're going to be at is PAX Unplugged in Philadelphia in the first week in December. And I'm also hoping to attend that one as well. And now for number one. Shouldn't come as a surprise, but my number one get from GenCon 2023 was the new Dragonlance novel, Dragons of Fate, by Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman. Retail price about $29. This is the just released second volume of the Dragonlance Destinies trilogy. And I don't care what it says on Amazon, this will be a trilogy. Margaret Weiss confirmed this on Twitter recently. At GenCon last year and this year, Weiss and Hickman held a launch party for the book early on Thursday morning. If you attended the event, you received a free copy of the book and you received this free collector's pin featuring artwork from the book's cover. Okay, I said this list wasn't going to include anything limited or hard to get. And while the pin definitely fits into the limited category, tickets for this event were still available days before the event, so it wasn't that hard to get into. Anyway, after the event and all weekend long, they were autographing copies of the book at the Margaret Weiss booth. The lines were super long, but by the end of Thursday, I was able to get mine signed along with an autograph from Michael Williams, who provided poetry to the original 6 books as well as this new volume. I look forward to coming back next year to complete my trilogy and get the final collector's pin. So there you have it. The top 5 gets, for me anyway, from GenCon 2023. Were you able to go? If so, what did you pick up? Leave a comment below. Cheers. Until next time.